Okay, good morning. Today's job is going to be to remove deer from my soybean fields. Okay, so I've walked to the back of the tractor, or the back of the sprayer. You have to have your sprayer on maximum agitation. Max agitation. From the minute you put this stuff in your sprayer till the minute the last drop is out of it. Max agitation. And I'm saying this at the beginning because I've got experience with this thing. When you're done spraying, like completely done spraying for the day, this Penergetic BWV, run 50 gallon of water through it, back it up, open the booms up, flush it out with nice, clean, clear water. If you're not sure about the how it flushed it out, pull the ends of your booms, the very ends. Each boom section has an end, at least on the Hardy sprayers they do. Pop that little plug out of there, and then just start it out and run it through. This is zeolite or zeolite. Zeolite, it's basically a mineral. So the mineral that holds the electromagnetic radio frequency. That's what it is, that's the carrier. That's what gets on the soil. Now, you're probably saying, how often do I have to apply this? Well, you have to apply it like once, right? So if you got soybeans, and your deer, I would suggest doing this before you plant your soybeans. Conventional planting, 5 weeks. It has 5 weeks of control. That's what they're saying. I have not seen it stop. So no-till situations, I've heard as much as 8 weeks or one application. So the most crucial part of your soybeans life is at the very beginning. Those deer will come along and pick the top off, and that plant is no longer viable. It's done. It's just no more life left in it. It is just robbing yield. So if you do plant them and they're up that high, maybe 3-4 inches, the deer, you see that there's active deer feeding. They don't move when you take a shot at them or chase them off with a motorcycle, bicycle, four-wheeler, side-by-side, pickup truck, whatever it is, they will come right back. With this stuff, you'll see them out there short periods of time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes maximum, and then they get the hell out of there. It gives them the heebie-jeebies. So with that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually mix this stuff up, and then I'm going to do a voiceover on this video because it's going to be rather loud because this tractor's singing right along, and so is the pump. So I'm just going to mix it up and do a voiceover, and you'll be able to watch that. Okay, here we go. All right, so opening this box, no big deal. You know, take a knife, cut it open. Now, I would suggest, and you don't see me do it on the first bucket, but I would suggest on the first bucket or any bucket is to flip the thing over. It's just a powder. It is cut. It can go. You know, it is ground down to a very fine talc. It will go through 50 mesh screens. I pulled my screens out because I know that my supply tank or my water tank is quite clean. It's new. It's only ever had water out of the garden hose into it, and it is, you know, it's clean water. Yeah, it is a bit of a pain in the neck to pour it into that 5-gallon pail. It's dusty to deal with, but it is non-toxic. This is an organic product. You can spray it right on your organic vegetable farm or whatever you're doing with no risks of jeopardizing your organic status. So it works really well for that. I made up this little stirring thing for a drill bit. Put it on high, and you'll see my thumb move back and forth while I'm stirring this stuff up. Turn it right when it starts to swirl, then, you know, clockwise, counterclockwise. Do that back and forth until it's thoroughly mixed up. Then it turns into a slurry. Now, on an ideal situation, if you could mix this stuff up into a bigger tank and actually get it to emulsify and suspend, that'd be great. Now, there is a new product coming out, and the carrier for this, or the suspension for this product, it will keep it suspended in the water a lot better. They're going to send me a couple of buckets of that so I can demonstrate that a little better. The current formula is not exactly spray friendly. It's a pain in the ass. It settles out in the bottom. That's why I
definitely say max agitation, max agitation. Now you can put that into your induction, your chemical induction tank and throw it in that way. Works okay that way. Now you see me shaking it up because I learned my lesson. Now this actually turns into like liquid dirt now. Liquid talcum powder is very, very fluffy, and if you'll see, I'm going to spill it and it really kind of aggravates me. That bucket should be round. It should not be square. So anyway, as you're doing this job, it's 4 buckets for 50 acres. That's how I did it. That's a little over 20 ounces to the acre because I have severe deer issues. They just, out of nowhere, they came on like gangbusters. It is a severe deer issue. There are 10 deer on 12 acres on one farm, and then, you go to the next field and there's 5 deer, and the next field there's 7 deer, and the next field. So there's literally 50 deer on 40 acres on most of these places. It's just disgusting. Now, you're not going to see a complete, you're not going to see a complete control. These deer are going to continue to show up in your fields, and, they will show up in your fields. They're going to be there, okay? So, what this does is it slows the duration of time, or shortens the duration of time that these deer are out in your field. Ultimately, they will decide to leave. So in the beginning, they're going to be really confused. You're going to see them out there. They're going to be really confused. They're going to come in. Every little sound, a bird chirping, a fox, a groundhog, is going to make these deer really skittish, and then they'll leave. I found that you just go out there and clap your hands, and they take off. Now, if it's legal for you to get a red tag in your town, county, state, whatever it is, they call them red tags or depredation permits. I suggest if they seem to be out there and they're out there more than you're willing to allow them, even after this application, shoot one of them. You shoot one of them, that just seems to do wonders. Then they go. They're like, uh-oh, there actually is a predator here because Billy Bob just lost his life, and we're not going to hang out where Billy Bob lost his life. So we're done. And then they go away. But it is kind of time consuming to mix this stuff up properly, but I cannot express enough. Agitate, agitate, agitate. If you don't agitate, you are going to have a problem. So anyway, that's it. Enough of me mixing and enough of me talking. This product, I'm going to put a link in the description below with the phone number and the guy that you're to call. If you don't want to call me, I'm not shipping it. You can pick it up directly from me if you want. The pricing is, the pricing depends on how much you buy and how much, I have in stock. And I can get more. It's no big deal. So, anyways, here we go.
Alright, so enough of that. I've obviously deleted out the sound. I'm walking back here. Best thing to do with this, 4 buckets, 50 acres. Actually, 52 acres. I got 1,100 gallon sprayer tank, 20 gallons to the acre. That's, let's see, 50, 20, 40, 55, 60 acres. 60 acres. That's a little over 20 ounces to the acre. Instructions when you buy it, they're going to say 8, 12, 16 ounces. That's fine. If you've got a mild deer problem, 8 ounces. If you've got a moderate deer problem, 12 ounces. If you've got a moderate deer problem that's already actively feeding, 16 ounces. If you've got a major deer problem where they're actively eating and they're almost impossible to keep off the field with bullets and electric or motorized vehicles, 20 plus ounces to the acre. I say 20 ounces to the acre. It'll give you season long, or once those beans get up to waist high, them deer aren't going to bother them at all. So really 5 to 6 weeks, 5 to 8 weeks of control right out of the box. The beans are up to your waist. The deer will trim the edges a little bit, but they will not go to the interior of the field. And okay, so if you do decide to purchase this stuff, it is available through me. not me only. You can go to the Penergetic website and you can dial that number. Oh, this damn thing doesn't want to connect. What the heck? Open current toggle first. Okay. I'll do that. Switching mode. You can go to the website, right? And you can purchase it there. You're going to get the same guy that I work with, and yeah, he'll make sure that you get it. It doesn't matter to me whether you purchase it or not. There's nothing in it for me. The only thing that's in it for me is if you actually buy it directly from me, and I will actually sell it to you. So we got to go to Pandyland, and we got to do these guidance. Select a task setting. Oh, task name. There we are. Anyways, yeah, you can buy it or not. I don't care. It's your business, and if you, let me see here. That's the one I want. And we will hit that and hit OK. So this will put me right back into the, we'll just record that. Yeah, I don't care whether you buy it or not. It's no skin off my ass. You know, if you got deer and you want a solution to your deer problem, this is so far the best that I have had experience with. This is the best I've had. I've used garlic. I've used peppers. I've used liquid fish. I've used just about everything, and I even made up my own concoctions years ago. And hold on a second. I need to do that. And this is the best for me. Now, if you don't like it, if you buy it and you don't like it, you don't ever have to buy it again. If you buy it and if you go to buy it and you're like, wow, that's too expensive. Well, it's not cheap, but there's an old adage, you know, you get what you pay for, and you pay for what you get. So that works both ways. If you see a product that's cheaper and you think it's going to work better, well, you're going to pay in another way. If you buy a product that costs you more and it actually does the job, you're going to get what you pay for. You know, it's like walking up to the Chevy dealer and expecting to get a Cadillac, or the Ford dealer and getting a Lincoln. You know, it's just, you're not going to get a good product cheap. You're going to get a cheap product for a good price, you know, because it's cheap, but a good product is not cheap. If the deer come in and they take 10 bushels to the acre off the top, you have lost a significant amount of money, way more than what, at $15 a bushel, way more than what this is going to cost. It's going to cost you somewhere around 2 bushels per acre to apply. These beans here, I should be able to get 45-50 bushel to the acre out of them, planted as late as I have planted them. Now, you know, that might not sound like a lot, but if the deer come in and take 10 bushels off of that, it's 25 to 35 bushels to the acre. They will take more than that. So I'm going to get them off of here, and hopefully I can get 50-60 bushels out of them, which could be obtainable with the proper weather. So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to tell you the nozzle size that you need to use. They recommend 8s. I say pull the filters out. If you're going to use a 50 mesh, that they say it'll go through a 50 mesh okay. I pull my filters out and I go with a number 10 flood jet. I do that because those filters, if there's anything that's in there, anything small that's in there, it'll stack up in that filter. A number 10, anything that's in your spray tank, you have to have clean spray water, but anything that's in that spray tank will go through a number 10 without any problems. I've never had an issue with that. Anything under an 8, then you got, or an 8, if you use an 8, then my suggestion is to totally put them 50 mesh screens in there and fight the screens. At this point, with the carrier that this stuff is in, do not mix it with a herbicide or an insecticide or a fungicide. Just don't do it. Just don't do it, because a number 10 flood jet isn't going to work for your glyphosate application. This is best applied alone. Best applied alone. Now, I'm told that there's a better carrier coming that you can mix with herbicides just fine. So until that time, don't. Just do it alone. Anyway, I'm going to start spraying and I'll show you any of my problems. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit more about Penergetic. I'm using two other products that are from the same company, and they work on the same principles of electromagnetic radio frequency. All right, so we've got Penergetic K. K, because this is a Swiss product, Penergetic Industrial and International. This stuff has been on the market for probably 30 years, these products, okay? They're not just this fly-by-night company that just showed up last week and is producing a product that'll be gone next week. This has been going on for a while. Penergetic K is for compost, because that's how they spell compost in Switzerland. So they spell it with a K. This here is like 7 ounces to the acre. Penergetic P is for plant. See? It says right there, for plants. Now, if you go to the Penergetic website and you look this stuff up, there is a lot of information. You have to look pretty hard. There's a lot of information out there on these products. They're used all over the world, a lot in South America, and now they're really moving into the United States because you know how chemical companies are. This is organic, doesn't take any what do you call it, applicator's license to purchase it or even to spray it. You just put it on. So here it is, 3.5 ounces of this to the acre, and this one here, which is just terribly the label's coming off. So let me go to one of the other. Here's a K, and it says it right there, 7 ounces to the acre. I have my rinse jugs there. They're going out this week, so anybody that's going to complain about them, they're there. They are rinsed, they are clean, they are ready to go into the dumpster. The dumpster sits up there. So Penergetic K is 7 ounces to the acre. You can double that, you can triple that, you can quadruple that. The K, don't do it. It really won't do you any great favors. But this product right here, do not exceed 3.5 ounces to the acre in a season. Whatever that does to the plant, it works with the plant. It elongates or enhances the cellular structure of the plant and allows it to grow faster, more robust, adding test weight and size to your grain and to the plant. So overall health is increased by doing that. Now I'm using all three products all in one mix. It's like Penergetic K, Penergetic P, Penergetic BWV. This product here will actually sweeten the soil as well as this one here. It works in such a way that it sweetens the soil. Now, I've used these products last year. I'm a firm believer in it. Last year I went through a hell of a drought, and where I did use this stuff, buddy, we had great success. That's why I'm kind of all in now. I mean, I'm all in now. It is something that's going to be used on my farm probably until they come up with a better one from this company. But they've been doing this for years, and it's just making its way here now. So there you go. I'm actually waiting for water. Okay, so I just got done spraying the Penergetic, and last night this time there were deer. There was about 9 deer in this field here. On my last load about an hour and a half ago, I got on my electric bicycle and I went out there, and they just weren't there. So tonight there's nothing in this field, so that worked. Now I'm gonna go over to another farm that I did. I sprayed 250 acres today of that Penergetic BWV, Penergetic P, and Penergetic K. That's what I've sprayed all day. So let me turn my light on here. So yeah, I'm gonna go over, there's a farm right up the road here. I'll shut this off and then turn it on if there's any deer or no deer. There may be deer there because I just got done spraying it. Now this stuff goes to work immediately, and you know, that'll tell you right there how fast it works, because there's nothing there. There were no deer there. I walked down below the barn before I grabbed my camera out of the tractor, and the deer, there was 2 deer along the edge of the field, and they spotted me because they're on edge. They're like, oh my God, there's something out here. And because I was gonna turn around and get the bicycle and then go down, and they bolted, they were gone. And normally 250 yards away, they wouldn't give any mind to me at all. They would just come right out in the field and eat. But I guess the Penergetic has got them doing its job. Now I put 21 ounces to the acre, 21, right around there. A solid 20, possibly 21. I'll have to do the math. I put more on than I should have, because you do get added benefits, not just the benefit of the deer being off the farm. And I see a deer out there. I see a deer out there. There's one right there, and that is an odd place for that sucker to be. An odd place. There you go. See, he's getting skittish. Now this is along a major highway, and he's getting skittish because that's not a normal place for that. That deer would normally just pay zero mind, because this is a 2-lane road. They don't care. They don't care at all. So they're displaced. I've never seen deer in that field so far this year. This is the field that I'll see deer in. And let's see, we got the blue light special coming. I see no deer down there. So I believe it's working that fast. I literally just got done spraying that. So if you're not a believer, I'm going to go out in the field in a couple of days, and I'll show you that the beans are just thriving with no damage whatsoever. I have 100% confidence in it because I used it last year. I do have to make contact with a guy. I sent him 2 buckets, and I gotta know whether he put it. I gotta find out if he did it right or not. Because if you skimp with this stuff or you stretch it, you may as well go piss into the wind, because that's about all it's gonna do. Literally nothing. So I gotta find out how many acres he put it on. I told him how many ounces to put to the acre. I told him 16 to 20, and I haven't heard anything about it. Yeah, that's an Arcusin bale accumulator. Somebody's stepped up in the world. Anyway.